Today we are discussing the problems on checking the validity of the argument by using the rules of inference. Here the example based on the testing the validity of the argument is test the validity of the argument. Validity of the argument. Test the validity of the argument. So the argument is if Ramu scores 60%, then he gets first class. Ramu scores 60%, therefore Ramu gets first class. Ramu gets a first class. So we have to check this argument is a valid or invalid. If Ramu scores a 60%, then he get a first class. Ramu scores a 60%, therefore Ramu get a first class. So first I am construct a propositions by considering let P will be Ramu scores 60%. Let's consider a proposition P as a Ramu scores 60%, Q as Ramu gets a first class. Ramu gets a first class. Then the given argument, can be written as, if Ramu scores 60%, then he get a first class. Ramu scores 60%, if and then P implies Q. Ramu scores 60%. Ramu scores 60%. Therefore, Ramu get a first class Q. We just have to check this validity. Here we know that the rule of modus ponens. By the rule of modus ponens, we know that P implies Q and P is logically equivalent to Q. So by the rule of modus ponens, we know that this is a valid argument. This is a valid argument by the rule of modus ponens. Now see the another example here. Test the validity. Test the validity of the argument. If I study, then I do not fail. I do not fail in the examination. Full stop. If I do not fail in the examination, my father gifts a two-wheeler to me. Therefore, if I study, then my father gives a two-wheeler to me. So test the validity of the argument, that is the argument is if I study, then I do not fail in the examination. If I do not fail in the examination, my father gives a two-wheeler to me. Therefore, if I study, then my father gives a two-wheeler to me. So here see, I'm constructing I'm just considering let a proposition P as I study and Q as I do not fail in the examination. I do not fail in the examination. And R is my father gifts a two-wheeler. My father gifts a two-wheeler to me. So here the three propositions are considered. I study, I do not fail in the examination, and R is my father gives a two-wheeler to me. So construct this argument. If I study, then I do not fail in the examination. Next one. If I do not fail in the examination, if I do not fail in the examination, my father gives a two-wheeler. Q implies R. Next, if I do not fail in the examination, my father gives a two-wheeler. Therefore, I study. Therefore, I study. Then my father gives a two-wheeler. P implies Q, Q implies R, and P implies R. So this is logically valid because of the rule of syllogism. Because of the rule of syllogism, the given argument is valid. Here this is our given argument that I have constructed in logically. This will be the valid argument because of the rule of modus pons, and this one is a valid argument because of the rule of syllogism. P implies Q and Q implies R, then P implies R. If P implies Q is true, Q implies R is true, then P implies R is true. By the rule of modus ponens, P implies Q and P is logically equivalent to Q. So that is the rule of modus ponens and rule of syllogism. See the next example. Test the validity of the argument. Test the validity of the argument. If Ravi goes out with the friends, he will not study. If Ravi does not study, his father becomes angry. His father is not angry. Therefore, Ravi has not gone out with the friends. So check that the given argument is valid or invalid. So argument given here, if Ravi goes out with the friends, he will not study. If Ravi does not study, his father becomes angry. His father is not angry, therefore Ravi has not gone out with the friends. Here I am constructing again propositions as a P as Ravi goes out with the friends. Ravi goes out with the friends. He will not study. Q as a he will not study. And R is his father becomes angry. His father becomes angry. Now I am constructing the given argument as Ravi. If Ravi goes out, then he will not study. P implies Q. If Ravi does not study, his father becomes angry. His father is not angry. Therefore, Ravi has not gone out with the friends. We have to check either this argument is valid or not. So this argument is logically written as P implies Q, Q implies R, can be written as P implies R. P implies Q, Q implies R, can be written as P implies R, and keep this negation of R as it is. Now P implies R and negation of R is equivalent to negation of P by using modus tollens rule. By using the modus tollens rule, P implies R and negation of R is logically equivalent to negation of P. By using this modus tollens rule, we state that the given argument is a valid. This is a valid argument. That is the proof that we have to be proved. P implies Q, Q implies R is equivalent to P implies R. And negation of R. P implies R and negation of R is equivalent to negation of P by using the modus tollens rule. Therefore, the given statement is, or the given argument is valid. Now see the next example. Test the validity of the argument. Test the validity of the argument. If you like mathematics, if you like mathematics, then you like the book. You do not like this book. You do not like this book. Therefore, you do not like mathematics. You do not like mathematics. So the given argument is, if you like a mathematics, then you like the book. You do not like this book because therefore you do not like a mathematics. So first consider a preposition P as you like mathematics. P as you like mathematics, and Q as you like the book. You like the book. Now I am constructing. If you like mathematics, then you like a book. You do not like this book. Therefore, P implies Q and negation of Q is equivalent to negation of P. Because of the rule of modus tollens rule. By using the modus tollens rule, we have proved that P implies Q and negation of Q is logically equivalent to negation of P because of the rule of modus tollens. So negation of P means therefore you do not like a mathematics. Therefore this is a valid argument. Therefore this is a valid argument. Test the validity of the following arguments. In that, first one is P and Q. P implies of Q implies R. Therefore R. Here, see here, P and Q. P implies Q implies R is true. Then we have to prove that R is true. Since P and Q are true, if P and Q is true, that implies both P and Q are true. P and Q are true. That means both P and Q are true. Since P and Q is true, that indicates both P and Q are true. Now P is true. If P is true, since P is true and P implies of Q implies R is true, we know that P implies Q implies R is true. If P implies, already P is true, so this must to be true. Hence Q implies R has to be true, because if it is false, this entire proposition get to false. So we already have declared that P implies Q implies R is already true. If P implies Q implies R is true and already P is true, that indicates Q implies R is true, has to be true. Otherwise the proposition will be get a false. Therefore Q implies R has to be true. If Q implies R has to be true, but already we know that since Q is already true, since Q is true, if Q is true, then R must to be a true. Q implies, since Q is true and Q implies R is true, then R has to be true. Then R has to be true. Hence the given argument is valid. Already P and Q is true. If this one is true and this one is true, then prove that R is also true. We already know that P and Q are true. If P and Q is true, that indicates both P and Q are true. So P implies Q implies R is true only if we already proved that P is true. If P is true, P implies of this proposition is true only under if the Q implies R is true. If the Q implies R is true and Q is already true, that indicates R must to be a true. Otherwise proposition is going to be false. Hence the given argument is valid. Now see the second one. P implies negation of Q. Negation of Q implies negation of R. Therefore negation of R. The premises P implies negation of Q, negation of Q implies negation of R will give us P implies negation of R. I'm just reiterated it. The premise is P implies negation of Q and negation of Q implies negation of R. Together yield us the premises P implies negation of R. Here P is already true. If P is already true, then P implies P is true. Since P is true. If P is true, the premises P implies negation of R establishes that negation of R is true. So negation of R is true. Hence the given argument is valid. First P implies negation of Q. Negation of Q implies negation of R will give us the P implies negation of R. Now P is already true. And if P is already true, that indicates negation of R must to be a true. If negation of R is true, that indicates the given argument is valid.